Please. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Boss Please. This is Malynda. I'm here with Meghan and Jillian.
Hey guys. Well, that was weird.
Yeah, I was like, I jumped even. I was
because
like,
I'm
oh.
sort of like a little bit spacing out, and then I realized you were like throwing it to us. I shouldn't be spacing out right now. I don't know why I was.
You're fine. It's okay.
Focus up, girl.
I'm focusing.
Are you feeling like a boss today?
Yeah, I'm just peeling like a mofo.
Yeah, she got real burnt,
You guys, I was not a boss last weekend. I did not put on my sunscreen early enough, and I am just... My skin, Jill, my DNA is all over your floor. I'm sorry.
I know.
That is so gross. She said her DNA is all over the floor.
Her megadermis is everywhere.
Oh my god, I can't.
Okay, so Meghan, we know how you weren't a boss. How were you a boss this week?
So I feel like, I guess I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like again, I've been like working really hard on my brand, and like I started doing my own videos, and I got this editor, and I'm like, listen, I just got to make things happen for myself, and I have a really big phone call on Tuesday that I'm excited about.
Awesome.
If I say it, am I gonna jinx it?
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it. Hopefully, in future episodes, I will bring it up. But
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Jillian, what about you?
So we talk about creativity a lot on the pod, and I pretty much like work from home now, so it's kind of hard for me to be creative personally. So I decided I went to the craft store the other day, and I bought a bunch of stuff for me to be creative with. So like adult coloring books and cross stitch. I made some like little curtains for this like exposed unit that I have in my living room. And I don't know, sometimes you just kind of need to like step away from the computer, step away from the phone, and just like be creative and make things. And I don't know, it gets your like brain going in a different way. So,
I love that you did that, Jill.
Yeah.
That's
Look, you see the curtains?
DIY.
Well, I'm working on them. They're work in progress.
Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
that.
Yeah. What about
I wish
you?
I was more crafty.
Same.
I'm just like I've bought like magazines and things, and then I just don't do it. I know. How was I a boss this week? I took myself shopping, and I thought I deserved it, so I got new clothes.
There you go.
did
I got
deserve
new
it.
boss
shopping.
clothes.
You always deserve shopping.
Like what was like a store highlight? Like what was your fave?
So I haven't gone to Forever 21 in a really long time because I was like, I'm old. Like some of the patterns, the stuff. But I was in Forever 21 in San Diego, and it was amazing. They had so many great things. So I bought entirely too much stuff, but no, I just redid my
Forever
wardrobe.
21 is like, I can't.
It depends where you go. It's either good or really
every
bad.
time, and I'm like, don't go into it. But my problem is they have the nostalgia line.
Yeah.
And all my Instagram pictures come from clothes that are.
That's
in
awesome.
Forever
I was
21.
curious where you got them.
They're
actually.
all from Forever 21.
That's so cool.
Yeah, not Spawn, but Spawn.
That's
if you
fun.
want to.
Yeah.
Please.
I love that.
So I want to like do something a little bit different for our real talk this week, because I had read this article and it really like struck me. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there was a CNBC article, I believe, and it kind of talked about how millennial women feel like ashamed and worried out earning their boyfriends or their partners. And I read it, and like I had to post it on our Facebook group because I just thought this conversation like needs to be had, because I immediately disagreed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even know who would have written an article like that.
And it was a woman that wrote it.
When you posted that on our page, that's when I saw it. I was like, are you kidding me? Who's saying this stuff right now, especially right now, when women are at the forefront of everything? I was like, who in their right mind?
It's such an archaic like thought process to think that women can't make more money than their partner. Like, why?
Or the fact that we even would feel ashamed.
Yeah.
Like, by any day, like, I'm with a man that is upset because I'm making more than him, which, yes, in my future, I hope that that's a situation, then I
Get
don't
a new
man.
Yeah.
Get a new man.
For real.
Yeah.
Like
no,
that,
it's not about that.
Like, that was my thought immediately. I'm like, okay, well, clearly this article, and there's nothing wrong with being insecure. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people that deal with insecurities all the time, and you have to do your self-work in your own time. That article to me was speaking to a bunch of insecure women that are afraid to thrive. And it just really bothered me because we're like, 8 years ago when Barack Obama became president, you know, we all thought things are changing and they're going to stay changed. And now, as we're seeing, things are reverting. And it's a scary time. And I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't reach their full potential because their partner is going to be concerned with the way that they do it and how much money they make. Like, that to me, I was just like, and then it got into a whole like conversation with my boyfriend because right now I make more money than him. And like, I like it that way. I don't know. Like, yes. I just feel like confident and strong and powerful. And if I want to buy something, I can effing buy it. And like, I don't need to think about it. And, you know, it just really, it was not a good feeling for me. I don't know. Like,
although I will say, I guess, because I feel like once you're, okay, maybe Malynda, you can speak to this. I feel like once you're married, things change because it's not her money, his money. Unless, this is how my parents did it. It's like it goes into a pool and it's our money. So do you feel like, is that okay, like being shared, or sometimes are you like, what am I trying to say?
That's what I'm trying. Like sharing an account, you mean?
Yeah. Like, do you, or are you like, nah, I made that. That's my money.
I mean, we still have our separate accounts, but only because like his student loans was connected to his, my student loans were connected to mine. Like, I have things that before we were even together were connected to those accounts, and it's a hassle to try to like merge stuff. It really is. True. We have a joint account that we like put savings in that we do like for vacations and stuff, but like essentially like we use mint.com, not spawn, but if you want to do all of our budgets and everything. So all the money that we make is ours, but it just goes into my bank account or goes into his bank account. But we look at Mint together to see what we have collectively.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting. Yeah. Because I don't ever want to be salty like later in life if we're conjoining and then I'm like, I don't know.
But I mean, regardless, if you're married, his debt or your debt is each other's debt. So it doesn't even matter whose bank account it's coming out of. Like, if he doesn't pay it, it's still going to affect your credit. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it doesn't matter. But really, the only reason we still have separate accounts is because of laziness. Because I don't want to have to like close out my account and go through that process.
Too. I think that's a good idea to have like your separate and then the conjoined one.
But we clear all purchases with each other and everything. We know what we're spending every month.
Okay.
You know,
It's funny. I don't know. I don't know many married couples, but I just feel like, do you still do a joint account? Like, is that like a thing? Because I don't know, like there are so many ways to pay your bills nowadays. Like my boyfriend like bank transfers me money, like I pay the rent, you know, and then like he pays the cable, things like that. I don't know, like, is it weird to just have everything separate and never, like, would you guys ever consider just like not doing the joint thing? Or is it helpful? Like, I'm asking genuinely because I don't know.
It doesn't really make a difference. We just don't think about it that way, you know? I don't know. Like, we don't even really use our joint account. Honestly, we have a joint credit card, and that's what we live off of, and then we just pay it off at the end of the month.
I see. That's
so
a really
we don't even use our debit cards or our bank accounts because we want to get points on the credit card
rewards.
that we're using, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, our bank accounts are kind of... I don't want to say useless, but it isn't even what we use because we just use our credit card.
That would be an interesting poll because I know, like, our parents, I don't know your parents, but I'm sure our parents' generation, they all had a shared account.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my parents have it too.
Yeah. But now with our generation, I'm really curious
because there's so much independence.
Yeah, I'm wondering. That's a I like where that conversation went because of this article. But screw the article.
Yeah.
F that.
Yeah.
Yo, make your money. Get that paper.
Make your money, honey.
Exactly. I'm all about
Be
that.
Let us
proud.
know what you guys think of that article, though. And go to our Facebook because Jill shared it to the page. So it's right there if you haven't read it.
Well, we have an incredible guest.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
She is an actress. She's beautiful, and she's a one-woman show coming up for the Hollywood Fringe Festival that I can't wait to hear all about. Maliabeth Johnson. So stay tuned. She'll be with us in a few minutes. All
right, bosses, welcome back. We are so excited to have Malia Malibeth Johnson, actress best known as Miriam Gergich on the hit sitcom Parks and Recreation. She's also well known for her appearance on the comedy classic Arrested Development and as Audrey on AMC's critically acclaimed Mad Men. In addition to acting, Maliabeth is a painter and an artist. Welcome to our Boss Please pod.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
excited
bosses.
to have you.
Of course.
So I love this fact about you that you like knew at a young age. You're like, I want to go to LA, and you like begged your parents to come to LA. So do you think as a kid you were just like you already knew you were a boss like when you were 3?
Yes, I definitely did. I mean, I was the one bossing my siblings around. Like,
Are you the older one?
no. I have an older brother that for sure definitely, did his fair share of bossing with me. He knows that.
I love it.
For sure. But I mean, I always knew. I saw Hook in the theater.
Okay.
And the girl, she's singing on the ship, and I just like got that movie magic bug feeling, and I was like, that's it. I need to be up there. I have to do that. How do I do that?
I love that.
And
Where
I just
are you
kept
from?
asking my parents. Well, we were born. My whole family was born. I was born in Arizona, but my dad, he worked for Sears Automotive, and he would like move to different locations, and he was part of the rehab team.
Okay.
So if a store, he would just like revamp it. So we would move every like 2.5 years. So Arizona, and then we moved to Hawaii, and then we moved to California, and then different parts. So it's like I want to like 18 houses before 18.
Wow.
Like that's being
Wow.
super conservative, like super duper conservative.
If you saw all of our faces right now, we're all in shock.
Insane. That must have been. We could talk for an hour about that.
I know.
That must have been like. Was that really hard? Going school to school.
I think that it's not. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you learn how to adapt to different places and people and cultures. And I really identify with the people and the friends that I made in Hawaii because I was the odd person out. I was taking hula lessons, and I was the blonde girl, white girl. And I always felt like the odd one out. And I really have taken that like throughout my whole life. And it's a huge part of who I am is that, we all come from different places and backgrounds, and we all want the same thing, to be happy and to be loved and to be able to eat and sleep in peace. And so I'm grateful actually for the past that I've had, and that my parents had to move around so much because I got to meet so many people.
That's
That's
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah. That's
Really,
great.
that was, like,
I know.
really
I'm like, that was
deep.
such a.
And guys, I mean, that was our podcast. So it was like, that's so good.
Oh my
so
God.
good.
So, what was the first big job that you booked when you moved to LA?
Well, for me, it was a background part on like some random commercial. It was Halloween, and my mom got me like a background agent or whatever, and I was so excited just to be on set. Like I know that's like not a big thing,
But for sure.
but I mean, I just was like, this is amazing. Everyone is doing all these different things. Everything has a part. It's almost like a beehive, everything knows what's doing. Everything is just there to create this magic, the like Hook magical movie experience, And so, like, to me, that was huge.
Yeah.
It was really huge.
It is exciting, especially when you're coming from a different area you see the movies, but being a part of the process is such a crazy, big, brand new deal. So, I love that.
Yeah.
I checked out your filmography on IMDb, and you just so happen to be part of one of my favorite shows, Parks and Rec. And it was funny when I saw your photo, I immediately was like, I know exactly who she is. So recently, Amy Poehler had said that she would be into a reboot. Is that something that you would be interested in as well? Bringing the show back?
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, wow. Yes.
It was a good experience then?
Was it? It was incredible. I mean, it wasn't work, I mean, you're there all day, but like, it just was amazing. Everyone has a good attitude. Everyone's having fun. I mean, you don't even realize that the whole day was work and it's over. And you're like, wait, no, let's not go. And then it's, okay, we're coming back the next day. I mean, it just is, it was great.
Now, how did Christie Brinkley size up to your actual mom?
I mean, I can't compare them as mothers. She was, my mom, she passed in 2013. she's a very complicated mother. We had a very complicated, very best friend relationship, but she also had her own past demons and things that she was going through that I didn't know until obviously later on in life. But she was always my best friend. And she's an incredible person with like a huge zest for life. I mean, when she was diagnosed, I've never seen someone live life the way that she lived life after that. I mean, she always did. It was always, let's go do something. Look at the sunset, take a mental picture of that. I mean, the way she loved life was just incredible. But when she was diagnosed, it was like she lived for 15,000 people almost. I mean, the way that she saw life, it was like a little kid seeing something new. So I've taken that with me. But what I took from Christie is her humility and her beauty, not just on the outside, but on the inside. I mean, she would walk in the trailer and you just felt better. Like, she just was so charming and wonderful. And one time for lunch, she was standing there taking pictures with everyone. There was like a line, and everyone, you know, like she was happy about it. And I thought about like how many years she's been doing this and everything, and for her to have that much humility and gratitude for her fans and for all those the guys and the PAs in line wanting to take a picture with her, that she was just like, yes, let's do this. She's really, I mean, I took a lot from her. I watched her a lot, taking notes. Like, I want to be that beautiful of a person when I'm your age. I mean, she just, yeah, I could keep going on and on.
What a cool environment to be a
That
part
is a
of.
cool
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
And I love the way you explain it. I feel like I'm there. Like, everything you've said so far, for the past, like, 7 minutes we've been talking, I'm like, I'm there. I'm experiencing
I was just going to say, like, kind of sidebar for a second, but you seem like a really big energy person.
Yeah.
So how do you think, like, that plays into your job and what you do? Like, how important is your energy on a set?
Oh, it's really important. I mean, you have to have tricks. If you're someone like me that you take energy and you feel it so deeply, and you can, I wouldn't say easily influenced, but I mean, if someone walks in and they are just really angry and throwing stuff around and pissed off, I mean, you can feel that energy. It's there, you know? So you have to learn ways to let that not be a part of you. So I've found out that, from the advice of my husband, thank you, Max, that putting in headphones and listening to some songs helps. I mean, music, it just can give you any mood that you want, anything you want. You want to cry instantly. Yeah, I've got a lineup of the songs. You know, if you want to feel happy, you need to be pumped up. You want to feel bigger and badder than yourself. I mean, music's the key to it all. So that's what I do.
I completely agree with that.
No, I could take
obviously.
that with energy too, because that's.
I was just gonna say, like, so you guys have met before?
No,
or
No,
you know that Melinda's a singer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because she's great.
Oh,
Yes,
Of course.
yes. So, have you ever thought about, because you have other talents, obviously, jewelry and painting. Have you ever thought of taking up like another job or
career path,
as well as obviously acting?
Well, I used to. I took a break. My life is complicated.
But, like, the best people are complicated.
Yes,
so it's
that's
fine.
very true.
That's true. So I used to be Mormon. I was raised Mormon, and I actually was married before, and was like, okay, I'm gonna really be dedicated, try this whole thing, the Mormon thing, like really, really, and it wasn't. I mean, no, I just woke up one day and was like, this is not who I am. It's not. It's just not none of this. And I called my mom, and she was like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, okay, thanks, great. But I drove all the way back here to LA from where I was living at the time, and because I wanted like me back, my life, the things I was doing, the things that made me happy. And I need to make money though, like we all do. And so somehow I fell into becoming a manager. It was Abercrombie and then Club Monaco, and it was great. I mean, it made good money, and I learned a lot of skills from managing people. And I mean, it was kind of like being a director every day in a way, you know. But it just wasn't my life, and I was getting more and more depressed. Like, it wasn't my life. I hate saying my true self. It feels very like LA.
No,
right?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
we get you.
I wasn't living my true self. So I did the things that I know that I shouldn't do, you know, and even when it's hard now with jobs or finding jobs, I'll paint murals, you know, for people or for commercial properties, you know, whatever I can do to not have to do the things that are so crushing for me. For different people, you know, they excel doing those things and that's their art, and I'm not, you know, saying anything about anyone else's path. Yeah. But
it's individual.
As a creative person, you know, you have to just find other ways. Yeah. And you do, you know, it finds you, I think, in a sense. So, I mean, I can't not paint and I can't not make jewelry. So it's great when you can make money off of it.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. Well, you are following your passion. We know you have a one-woman show.
Yes.
That's happening. It's for Fringe Festival.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
Oh, my goodness. Love it. So awesome. Just had the opening on the 1st of June. And it was complete, I'm like going to cry. It was like complete magic. I mean, I was... there wasn't as many jobs coming in, and I was just kind of sitting around waiting for auditions and things to happen to me. And I was like, this can't happen. I can't do this. I can't just sit here waiting for things to come to me. And so I was like, I'm just gonna look on Backstage West. And I saw this audition. It was like a one-woman show, and I was like, oh, that sounds awful. Like, that sounds like really stressful. Yeah. Like, and it said like it was gonna be 50 minutes, and it's about like plastic surgery, and I was like, oh wow, that sounds really tough. And I kind of explained it to my husband. He was like, that sounds like you should do that, like you sound scared of it. And I've been learning that when I'm afraid of something, I really need to do it. Because then, like, when I'm afraid of a painting that someone wants me to paint, I'm like, oh, that sounds like I can't do that. I actually can. And I step back and I'm like, how did I do that? Like, I am so much more than I put myself out there as. Like, I build up these walls and build them up all around me, and I say I can't, or no because this, or oh, I can't be an actress again because I have to get headshots and that costs money. Or like, you just build up these walls around you to keep yourself from doing the things you want to do. Like, oh, no one, I'm only getting cast as this, you know, and deciding that, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. Well, you're building up a wall. And so I just auditioned like, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. It was like a 3-page long audition, and I don't know how, but I like had it almost completely memorized. And I walked out and was like, that was awesome. I want that so bad. And they asked me to do it. And now I've been on this journey now for 50 days with this character, Cassie. And she is, I mean, I've met some complicated people in my life. I'm complicated. She is, she has a lot. She has a lot happening to her, not just on the outside. It's more internal. And I knew I needed to do it after reading the script because it's about what we deal with as women and strong women, how we're not really allowed to be strong. And if you're strong, then the world and even sometimes other women are going to find ways to make you feel like you shouldn't feel like you are good. And, you know, God forbid you have a wrinkle after 30 you know what I mean? And this character, she really gets sucked into that obsession and that addiction. And after one person saw the show the other night, she said to the writer that she can actually understand now why people get plastic surgery. And I mean, it's not something that I've ever done. I mean, I've got a B12 shot in my butt once when I was like getting sick, but like, I mean, I've never done that sort of thing. So I watched a lot of like Botched and stuff. And, you know, you find a lot of compassion for people that place themselves in tumultuous relationships and then feed into it and keep looking in the mirror and seeing something else and feeling like they have to become perfect for other people. It's an incredible, powerful play, and I play a few different characters, not just her. And yeah, you guys should come see it.
What's it called and where is
Sorry,
it? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm horrible. The Woman is Perfected, written by Ruth Fowler, who is an incredible writer and feminist, and everyone should follow her on Twitter. She's incredible. And directed by Ryan, and he's incredible. I mean, McCree, sorry I didn't say his last name. Sorry, Ryan. He and I really had an amazing relationship creating Cassie. It was an amazing experience with him. So
because I'm not really in that acting world, and so maybe some of our listeners out there, one woman show, you're literally on stage by yourself for 50 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So sorry, I'm not the best storyteller.
No.
My older brother, whenever I start talking,
you're an actress. It's
yes,
just a different type of
They
storytelling.
always go,
That's
long
so
story or
amazing.
short story, Maliabeth? Which kind of story are you gonna? So yeah, it's just me. And with Fringe Fest, it's very interesting because it's not a situation where you're in the theater. It's at Broadwater, LA, on Santa Monica. It's not typical where you go in and you are there for the whole month and it's your theater. It's you carry all your stuff with you, your set basically. I mean, every single time I'm carrying a huge milk crate. I set up half my set. Ryan sets up half the set, and his assistant Emily. I have certain makeup things I have to put on. We get 15 minutes basically to set up everything. Then people come in, and then lights up, and it's just me for 50 minutes by myself. If I get lost or messed up, and this character, kind of like me, where she jumps around, she very much does not talk in a cohesive way that we normally would when you tell a story. And then as soon as it's done, we have to tell everyone to leave so we can pack up, and then we walk out. And literally last time, there's something I have to do at the end. So I was the last person leaving, and another group was coming in about to do theirs. I mean, that's Fringe Fest. It's awesome.
I love Fringe Fest, though.
I
I've
saw
seen
a show.
so many new
I went and
shows
saw
and,
one last night, and
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
I saw a show called "Les Do You Remember This," and it was
What
kind of
theater?
about like the early aughts. It was at the Complex in one
Okay,
of those.
yeah.
But it was about Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, and Lindsay Lohan. That famous photo of them inside the Bentley all together.
Ooh, good
And it was just like pop culture fun, but like
Yeah.
I really had never had a Fringe experience like that. So you're like one woman banding it pretty much.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything like that, or this is the first time?
It's very scary. I mean,
But what a way to grow.
yes,
you know,
yes. I mean,
It's incredible.
The day before the opening, I had messed up like a few times. I mean, and I was like, what am I gonna do? What do I do? Like the day of, I was talking to my husband. I'm like, what do I do? I've never actually been able to get through the whole thing without going, you guys, I'm really lost. Like, because she jumps so much from story to story, place to place. And he was like, you know what? If this is a total crap show, you know, and you fall on your face, you fall on your face. He's like, but you won't. You never have. Like, you owe it. Like, magic happens. It all, like, somehow comes together. Yeah. And he was right. I my older brother, he had me watch The Greatest Showman, like, a few nights before opening. He was like, you can take a few hours to just not think about Cassie. And I listened to Never Enough, that song, like, right before I went on. And I felt just, like, completely at peace. Good. Because once you put in the work, you know, it's there. It's when you start doubting yourself. And I started getting out of myself that I would get lost. And now I feel, I mean, it's incredible. I feel like everyone should see it now.
That's amazing.
It's
It's
Like
good to be
everyone
proud
should
of
your
something.
friend. Like,
Yeah.
you're amazing. I'm
Isn't
like,
she the
I'm
best?
so
I
like,
know.
What?
Is theater something that you'd done before, or you mostly have
Yes.
focused on TV and film? Okay.
Yeah, I did it all growing up.
Okay.
I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, really love it. For my 30th birthday, my husband, he took me to New York, and we were at, like, Theater Row area.
Yeah.
And it just was like, I need to come back here. So to be back on stage, it's incredible. But I mean, everything that I've been watching now, I'm like, oh, you have other people to talk to now. Like, you know, in movies or on TV shows, and I'll like be like, oh, that was a great scene. Oh, but they had someone to talk to.
yeah. See, that's good though. That's good.
So if you could, you know, gaze through a looking glass and see your dream job scenario, what would that be for you?
To just keep working forever and ever. I want to just keep doing new and scarier things that scare me. I mean, it scares me to death, the idea of, you know, wearing the suit with the balls all over and doing motion capture with a green screen and having to imagine everything there and nothing actually being there.
Yeah.
But through doing, The Worm is Perfected, I've realized that I can do that. So I want to like do that someday. I mean, so that would be amazing. My dream, I just would love to keep doing what I love doing it, not build any wall in front of myself, be able to have kids and not build a wall up and say that I can't have kids or,
Can't have your career because
Right,
of kids. People
right.
say that so often, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
That's good. I love that you want to challenge yourself. So many people don't do that, and they just stay in their comfort zone. So it's very
hard.
admirable.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially in this industry,
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Of course.
What made you guys start the podcast?
Well, Megan, I love telling the story because it's actually really funny. Megan, we're all very good friends. Well, they were friends for a long time, and
Okay.
Megan and I have been best friends for a while. And she was like, "I want to do a podcast." And then we have a meeting.
Which is
she's
hilarious because I don't
she's like,
listen to
"I've never
podcasts.
listened to a podcast though."
What?
I don't know why.
I can give you a list.
I know, right?
They are on me.
But it was so funny. It was like, wait, you want to do a podcast and you've never actually listened to one. But then we just...
That's awesome,
Yeah,
though.
we just came up with the idea and thought some female empowerment would be amazing.
I just think it's so beautiful. Everyone is so interesting and has a story.
Yeah.
And why not? We have the resources.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank God for these two as well because they, are so connected. And we've had amazing women. And I leave on Sundays when we record feeling so inspired by each and every one of you. And it like helps me with my life being like, I can do this too.
Mm-hmm.
I can challenge myself. So if I'm feeling this, I'm hoping our viewers feel it too, you know?
I think that's kind of like everyone has a story to tell. And no matter what you do, we've interviewed stay-at-home moms, we've interviewed lawyers, we've interviewed actresses, red carpet reporters, like no matter what you do, and you sort of just listen to the podcast and you can dissect certain things from it, some advice given, somebody's walk down a certain path. And I think really it just hopefully propels you to do that thing that you've been wanting to do. Like remind yourself that all this work starts with you being happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And once you're happy with yourself, you can just do anything.
By the way, that's a line from the play. You
Is
just
it?
said it. Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
That's a little creepy. That was weird.
So interesting.
That was weird.
Oh my gosh.
The universe, man. It's weird.
Wow.
It's really
It's
weird.
I guess lastly, what would you tell an aspiring actress or actor really working hard, like really like kicking themselves in the butt? Like what would you tell them to keep going?
Don't give up. It's really hard. And you're going to keep hearing no, and it's a roller coaster. Like you're good and you're riding high, and you have to just keep being grateful and thankful. And remember, no matter what, that you're very, very lucky to be where you are. And don't stop. Do not stop. Unless you really, really don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
that's great advice. Yeah.
Where can we find you on social media?
At Maliabeth.
That's so simple.
I
love
know.
it.
That's great.
It's great. Thank you, Mom, for the name.
Are you on everything? Twitter, Instagram?
Not Snapchat. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
that-
I don't really
Is
see
that
it.
even a
deleted
thing
it.
anymore?
Is it? I don't know.
I
Are
don't know
people
either.
doing it?
I
No,
have no
I only
idea.
use it for the filters, and then I save it and then upload it to the gram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a reason for it.
Oh
Still.
my gosh.
And then where can people get tickets to your show?
It's at the Hollywood Fringe Fest .org. Yes.
Perfect.
Not
Well,
com.org.
.org.
Well,
yes.
we're very excited to come see you.
Yes.
We definitely want to come to a show. And thank you so much for taking the time. And we will
course.
see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Boss Please Pod. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on iTunes. Navigate the path to your best self with us, because bossing together is always better.